Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome, well, not to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, but to something else. To me reading patch notes, because version 1.3 has gone into beta. Now, kind of knew this was coming. I think this is the big kind of summer update, although it's still spring. I don't know if this is going to be the last major update that we get. It probably is, I would guess. And, well, well, let's get into it, shall we? So, the release of the new major 1.3 update approaches, but before it goes available for everyone, we are going to make a beta for testing. Now, this is normal practice for Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. If you've leapt into any of the betas before, then this system will be familiar to you. But if you haven't done this, you will not have 1.3 on your game unless you opt in. And I will talk about how to do that at the end of the video. So if you're wondering, hey, why didn't my game update? Well, it won't, okay, unless you are, directly trying to opt in. You're not going to see it. So, major features. First of all, detailed map province borders. So there's been improvements to the map. I haven't seen this in person yet, but sure, there's improvements to the map. Great. I am, however, aware, because I have been looking at some of the responses, this has not included, or does not include, the map wrapping around, which for me is a big one. I really think if you're going to be releasing a game in 2023, it should have a wraparound map. It's been pretty standard for global games for quite some time. Anyway, personal bugbear. It's not a huge issue, but especially if you're playing Japan or the US, it is kind of annoying. And definitely a quality of life feature that I'd like to see put in, please, please, please. Anyway, we also have the new detailed weather system. This is the main thing that the update adds. So it's not something that's immediately obvious, but weather has always been in the game in terms of modifiers, which you could view if you hovered over the little thermometer icon up at the top of battles. But now the visuals actually match the weather. So 3D battles can occur in a realistic sea environment that has different daylight, wind, and wave visualization and effects according to the time of day and weather conditions, including night battles, dusk, late evening battles, rains, storms, and other dynamic weather factors. Cool. So those factors have always been in the game, and you're like, why am I not hitting anything? And then you look at the weather and it's like, yeah, it's the middle of it. It's a gale. And it's chucking it down with rain. It's midnight, and you're like, oh, okay, that explains why my ships can't shoot anything accurately. So that is really nice. That'll add to the immersion quite a lot. I'm looking forward to seeing that next. And this is why you won't see me playing the beta probably at all until it comes out of beta. There is a new binary save system for improving game performance. So rather than saving your game files as text, they're now going to be saved as binary, ones and zeros, which is going to make the files smaller and loading times much faster. And I would say harder to edit, because obviously you can't just open up your save file, find the text entry that says how much money you have, and change it in Notepad and then save it. However, they do say that we will later offer a binary editor to open save files for players that are accustomed to editing them. That is a classy move. I really think that's really cool. That's really nice to see. Possibly you could have some fun with that, creating like custom scenarios and stuff like that. That's a really cool thing. Looking forward to that. New hulls will be coming, but are not in yet, so not much point spending too much time talking about them. We know that is going to be the new USS Texas and the Atlanta class. Hulls that were shown off in a blog post last week before. At any rate, the other one they mentioned was a C-class cruiser for kind of representing light cruisers. Give a bit of that. There are a lot of hulls missing. There are a lot of parts missing, towers and stuff. Whether they will get finished or not, I do not know. Because that side of the game has been massively impacted by the war in Ukraine, because their modeler lives in Ukraine and obviously is quite busy with other things. Anyway, we also have some new gun models, so new American guns from 6 to 20 inch across all tech levels. So I think the USA just has new guns across the board, which is cool. China has some small and medium caliber guns for later tech levels, so probably Mark 4 and 5. There are new barbettes, which is cool, and a few fixes and improvements for older guns scaling. It doesn't say what, but it's there. Balance and fixes. There's nothing super huge in here. Ship handling's been adjusted for the new weather system, because obviously that includes, waves and stuff. So you have to look at that. Minor improvements in shell ballistics. Doesn't say what. Battle FPS performance optimizations. That's really good to see. There has been some kind of, I wouldn't say bad performance, but there's been noticeable kind of dips where the game isn't performing as well as it should. And it's good that they've looked into that and kind of fixed them up. They have fixed an issue which could cause guns to get jammed and not rotate. Fantastic. It's been something that's been plaguing me in the Spanish campaign. So it's really good that they've looked at that. They have fixed a bug that caused empty hulls to be saved as valid designs. Cool. Another one that to do with empty hulls. And they are saying that they are going to bring in campaign balances and various bug fixes. Usually the beta will go through a dozen releases before it gets released to the public, and they try and iron all this stuff out. I will show you how to opt into the beta, but I'm not going to do it myself because, as they say here, before you play the beta, make sure to back up your previous saves in case you want to switch back to the current live version. Due to the new content, map additions, and the binary save system, all previous saves will automatically be converted into the new system. So if you then try and go back to the live build, the saves will not work. As I'm in the middle of, recording a campaign, I will not be going anywhere near this. And I've also found that trying to do a campaign during the beta period isn't great, because it'll periodically through the beta they will reset saves because they need to adjust them. And I think, given that there's a new save format, that is highly likely to happen. So, yeah, I will not be jumping into the beta straight away. I will be finishing off the Spanish campaign, hopefully before 1.3 comes out of the beta. But if not, then whenever the 1.3 beta comes out, I'll end the Spanish campaign. Anyway, a bit of minor housekeeping. If you want to jump into the beta, then what you need to do is, in your Steam library, go down to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, right-click, and go to Properties, and then you get this little pop-up window. If you go down to Bases, you will get this screen. You click this, and you click on Beta Branch. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to do it. And just leave this part blank. Close the window, and you'll see that it'll start to download, and it'll update the game for you. So that's how you opt in. If you opt in, please be aware of the issues I just mentioned. It will mess up your current saves. you won't be able to go back to the live version unless you've backed them up, etc, etc, etc. Just be careful. All right, thanks very much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And I will see you soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, and perhaps eventually some 1.3 action. Anyway, bye for now.